One of the things that we've done at Positive Energy for this next 3 years that I'm really, really excited about is to integrate in an inclusive fashion the arts in our work. So we're extremely lucky to have with us this morning a visual artist by the name of Cameron Cross, who is here up at the front. Cameron, if you want to give a wave. And Cameron is our arts consultant. He's actually he's a member of our research team, a full-fledged member of the team, and he works with us to try to think through how can we integrate the arts in different creative ways of thinking about some of the issues that we're grappling with in the work that we do, not only to help us, but also hopefully to help all of us who are grappling with these issues to think about them in different ways and hopefully productive ways. So Cameron today is going to be mind mapping, a term that I learned from Cameron, is going to be mind mapping our session this morning. And I'm going to turn the floor over at this point to Cameron to share with us what mind mapping is all about, what he's going to be doing for us here today. Cameron.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good. Thanks for having me here. It's good to be in Ottawa. Not that there's anything wrong with Winnipeg. It's nice to break away once in a while. Thank you, Monica, for inviting me here and allowing me to be a part of the team. It's very important to incorporate creativity, especially in the arts, into many things that we do. It's a good 21st century skill. I'm going to talk a little bit about mind mapping and show you a presentation. First of all, just a show of hands, has anyone heard of mind mapping? Has anyone done mind mapping? Hey, not bad. Okay. So this is the father or the grandfather of the modern day mind map. His name is Tony Buzan. And he's a British psychology author, brain researcher. He actually went to UBC. He's probably in his mid-70s now. And he's an expert on mental literacy and memory and creativity. He's written over 100 books, translated into 150 languages. And according to his website, there are about 250 million people that have mind mapped because of him and his books and his videos and his lectures. I spent my career in education. I was an education consultant for the province of Manitoba. Probably about 10 years ago, everybody jumped on this mind mapping bandwagon, and it really resonated with a lot of people. Some people stayed with it, some people let it go, but that's just the way things are these days, I guess. This is the basic architecture of a mind map. There's a main bubble, or the main idea, in the middle. There are secondary ideas that come out in the form of thicker branches, and then tertiary ideas in the form of thinner branches. So it's very, 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 very simple. So it's meant to sort of mimic how what we know about the brain, actually. I did a search on the internet. This was probably the best example I could show you of a mind map. So perhaps this person went to a health conference and did the mind map on health. So in the very center, there's an image of an apple, that person's visual interpretation of health. And then the big branches coming out, maybe the 4 key areas from the presentation or the lecture: stress, sleep, diet, and exercise. Then if you follow up, so you see stress coming into the smaller tertiary ideas, causes of stress, exams, work, relationships, maybe climate change, sleep, comfy mattress, regular hours, and you'll notice that everything is accompanied by an image. So it doesn't matter if you're a good drawer, it just matters if you depict something in a visual way. And exercise, aerobic, treadmill, diet, veggie, fruit, wide variety, vitamins. So it's another way to create notes. So the way I interpret it, I would say that there are 6 basic principles. Number 1, there's a central idea or an image, and an image. So the idea is always accompanied by an image. Number 2, larger branches connect to smaller branches, right? So from the central idea, you have a large branch with the secondary idea, and then the third idea or the tertiary idea after that. Branches are curvilinear, not straight lines. So if you listen to Tony speak, there are no straight lines in nature, and there are no straight lines in the brain, right? So he thinks that the brain will pick up on an organic shape better than a straight line. Number 4, 1 word per branch, and that fosters connections and associations. So, for example, if you had a branch and you wrote a sentence, that might be a little bit more linear, so the brain might not make connections as readily. Number 5, different colors. Brain picks up on colors. And number 6, images throughout, right? So a picture is worth 1,000 words. So if you look at a picture, your brain will think of many different things. This I found in Scientific America, a recent edition. Scientists create largest map of the brain connections to date. So that's kind of what our brain looks like when it's doing its thing. So you can see where he's coming from here. No straight lines. So the purpose of a mind map, number 1, it's an alternative to taking notes, right? So, and it's, you know, as you get older, it might be harder to make that transition, but once you do, you know, it's not, do I do it all the time? No. Have I done it? Yes. And sometimes it's good to, you know, even map out your day. Number 2, the mind map will help recall a meeting, a conference, or a lecture. So if somebody did a mind map of this morning, which I did, and which hopefully maybe you will, in 6 months' time, you'll look back at the map and things will naturally occur in the brain that you'll remember. It's kind of like if you try to remember your best friend's birthday from 12 years ago, and someone gave you some text, or somebody gave you one photo to look at. If you look at that photo, chances are a lot of memories will happen. Number 3, use mind maps to, you know, you can map your event, routines, your calendar. A lot of people do. Does anyone do that? Marissa, you said maybe sometimes you do that yesterday, yeah. And neuroplasticity, that's a pretty interesting topic. So like as we get older, there are little tricks that we can do to help our brain grow and be more functioning. Big things like learning a new language, learning how to play a musical instrument. I did some reading the other day on some research about even little things about like brushing your teeth with your opposite hand, standing on one foot. It's like a little trick. Your brain has to learn a minute, different method of doing something. And what else? Oh yeah, lots of software on mind mapping. So FreeMind, XMind, Mind Manager. I have not used these, but looks something like this. So add an image, add your notes. Good for teleconferences, video conferences. So instead of, if there was a teleconference or a video conference, instead of sending out minutes, maybe the moderator sends out a map. So that's something that people might want to try. There's another example. And you too can mind map. So on your notes sheet in your booklet, you have to do this? No, but maybe you might want to forego your normal method of taking notes and maybe try mind map today and just get out your note sheet and scribble away, just see if it resonates. And that's it. So, oh, one thing, sorry. So on the easel, I spent about a week doing a mind map of the report. So once Mike and Monica finish speaking, I'll unveil that. And then when the panel is talking, I'll do my best to sort of live mind map. And we're going to ask something of you afterwards, and that Raphael will help me explain that, but we're going to get you to tweet one word on how you sort of view this topic today. But we'll explain that a bit later. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Cameron. It's like you were in my bathroom because I actually do that. Interesting example you came up with. There I am in my washroom brushing the teeth.